I started DJing just about a little over 10 years ago, doing events and weddings for family and friends, then transitioning into being a professional DJ with Cleveland Music Group in 2013. I spent a few years as an assistant and learning everything I could through the owner, Scott Jones, who's also a DJ with the company. And in that time, I learned a lot, and then they put me on my own in 2015, and I've been doing them by myself ever since then. So in total, about 10 years. My favorite two songs to mix together, I would like to say, and sometimes I like to kind of give the guest a little something they're not expecting, and I'll be playing, say, Taylor Swift's Shake It Off. It has the exact same tempo and beat as Hey Ya by Outkast. And I'd like to think that people aren't expecting Hey Ya after Shake It Off, but those are two great songs that everyone knows, everyone loves to sing along to, and have the exact same beat, and they're really good to blend together one after the other. The most memorable moment from one of the events I've DJ'd, I'd have to say, a few years ago, the Cleveland baseball hot dogs showed up to surprise the guests. It was a really fun time. Anyone that's a fan of Cleveland baseball or has even seen the games has seen the hot dog races. Everyone knows they're super fun. They came in, they danced with the crowd, came up to my DJ booth, pretended to DJ, things like that. It was a really fun time and definitely a memorable moment. 10 years ago, I got involved with Cleveland Music Group as a drummer in one of their wedding bands. And at the time, as much as I love drumming and being part of a band, I kind of wanted to break out on my own, still be in the wedding industry, and I think DJing was a great way to do that. And when I did that, I got involved with Scott Jones, the owner. He took me to some of his events. I did some with him for training. They sent me out on my own a few years later, and I've hit the ground running ever since. I like to tell people that, and I got involved in DJing and learned how to DJ pretty much to do weddings. And with that being said, I don't like to say I have a specific style. So you might call it open format, but basically I tailor every event I do to what the couple likes and dislikes. So from one night to the next, I might play a completely different style of music. So it's hard to say I have one specific style, but I definitely learned how to do it at weddings and doing it specifically for weddings. I'd say a successful wedding starts with the bride and groom being there to have a good time. And when I talk to couples beforehand, getting to know their likes and their dislikes, and also getting really comfortable with each other. When that big day comes, they trust me to play the best songs, to get the crowd really excited and energetic, and also on the other hand, not play the stuff they don't want. So when the bride and groom come to it with an open mind and having a really good time and ready to enjoy the night, that kind of resonates amongst the whole venue, and in turn, the guests have a great time and it makes for a really good night. You know what, it's a very rewarding thing, honestly, and it never gets old. You would think doing hundreds of weddings like I have, that they all kind of blend together and, you know, it's just another night, it's just another job to me, but honestly, I love doing it. There's nothing more rewarding than being a part of a couple's special day like that, and getting the trust of them to be a part of that day is a really rewarding experience, and I definitely love it. You know what, it's really hard to say. To be honest, what I think is kind of funny is when a guest comes up to me to ask for a song, and I have that specific song already queued up, ready to play next. I think that's kind of a funny moment, and I'll show them like, hey, you just asked for this. I have it right here, ready to go. So yeah, it's really hard to say that there's something that's like the funniest request I've ever received, but those moments when they're asking for something I already have ready to play, like I know what they want, I think that's a cool moment. I'd say I'm laid back, so I don't get too over the top. I mean, for me, my philosophy is the couple is the star of the show. People didn't go there to see the DJ talk and make jokes, so in my opinion, it's just tell people what they need to know, and then also when it comes to the grand entrance, be as energetic as I need to be for that to get the crowd really excited. But for the most part, I'm definitely more of a laid-back DJ. I kind of like to let the music do the talking, not myself. To name a few, I think things like the chicken dance, the hokey pokey, those are definitely getting kind of old and played out. I wouldn't say I love line dances, but sometimes you get a crowd that really enjoys them, so I'm okay with those. But yeah, I would definitely say some of the older traditional songs like Hokey Pokey, Chicken Dance, YMCA, Not really a fan of those ones. Definitely has to be when the crowd is really into it, and based on what they're enjoying at the moment, when I pick that next song and everyone goes crazy and is so excited for it, that's what I really love about being the DJ. Definitely has to be my lighting setup. I mean, if you go to a wedding that has no lights or very minimal lights, you're definitely going to tell the difference. And I have a really nice light setup, and I think it definitely creates a great mood for the party. So yeah, definitely my lighting is probably my favorite piece of gear. My favorite band is the Smashing Pumpkins, and my favorite song by them is called Through the Eyes of Ruby. Love that song. It's definitely one of my go-tos. Anytime I'm going to put music on in the car, I would probably go with that one. Get to know your vendors really well, build that trust with them, and get comfortable with them as much as you can, because when that big day comes, everyone's on the same page. It'll make your day a lot more enjoyable.